This shot looks like it's something straight out of a movie where the background warps but your subject doesn't change size. That's called a dolly zoom, and you don't need a fancy drone or pro skills to pull it off. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, step by step, both manually and with a hidden shortcut most people overlook. Alright, now that you've seen what it looks like, let's break down what's actually happening, because there are two totally different things people confuse here. As a beginner, you may not know the difference between a normal push-in with your drone and a dolly zoom. So here's the difference. A normal push-in is just flying the drone closer to your subject, and a pull-out is flying away. A dolly zoom, also called the vertigo effect, is when you move the drone forward while you're zooming out, or you move the drone backward while you're moving or you move the drone backwards while you're zooming in. I've got to learn how to speak. The goal is to keep the subject in the center of the frame, but make the background feel like it's stretching or compressing. So first I'm going to show you how to do it manually so it works on basically any drone, and then I'll show you an easier way if your drone has the extra feature. One quick thing that'll save you a ton of frustration depending on your settings is your drone might not even let you zoom, so let's fix that before we take off. For example, a lot of drones disable zoom in 4K at 50 or 60 frames per second, so set your video to 24, 25 or 30 frames per second first, and if your zoom option is still grayed out, drop your resolution to 1080p. Now that your zoom is working, we're ready, so let's start with the manual method. Okay, so the manual dolly zoom is harder because you're doing two things at once. You're flying smoothly and you're zooming smoothly at the same time. So step one here is to practice moving the zoom evenly and steadily. You don't want any sudden jumps. Step two is to practice a slow push in or pull out where the drone stays perfectly centered with no sideways drift. Now here is the easiest first attempt for you. Pick a simple subject like this building and give yourself lots of space. I recommend starting further out and flying toward the subject so you're not backing into anything. And a quick note here about your controller. If you're using a DJI controller with a screen like this one, the zoom wheel is on the front right there. But if you're using a controller without a screen and you're using your phone, for instance, you need to press the function button on the left here, and then that left wheel becomes your scroll to be your zoom. And you cannot use the on-screen zoom to do this effect because it's too choppy and it'll look like this, which is horrible. All right, first thing, hit record. Now slowly fly forward and at the same time slowly zoom out. Your goal is to keep the subject center frame the whole time and aim for a clip that's around 6 to 8 seconds on your first try. And if it's wobbly or it looks a bit weird, it's usually one of two things. You have a crosswind, which has made the drone drift a little bit, or you drifted sideways a little bit yourself. So just reset, slow down and try again, because with this particular effect, practice really does make perfect. All right, now let's talk about why some dolly zooms look amazing and some kind of look average. This is the part that throws most people off because your flight speed and your zoom speed have to match your distance. If they don't, the effect won't quite look right. So here's a simple way to think about it. The further you are from the subject, the more room you have to move a little faster. The closer you are, the slower everything needs to be because tiny movements change the frame really quickly. So if you're doing a long move from far away, you can fly a bit faster and zoom a bit faster to match it. If you're doing a short move up close, fly slower and zoom slower because you need more control. And the easiest check while you're flying is to watch your subject size. If it starts changing too much or too fast, slow your flight or slow your zoom until it stays consistent. But even if your speed is perfect, the shot can still look bad if you pick the wrong scene. So let me show you what subjects makes this effect look the best. Here's why this effect sometimes doesn't work. It's because you don't have enough background depth. The dolly zoom effect only looks great when there's a world behind your subject that can stretch and shift. For example, if you did this effect on a motorcycle parked right in front of a big brick wall, the subject might stay the same size, but the background barely changes, so the effect is less exaggerated. So the rule is pick a clear subject with lots of space and detail behind it. You want that scene to have many layers. Great subjects to look for are things like buildings, towers, bridges, trees, cars, people, anything near a cliff edge or a lookout where you can see depth behind them. All right, so now you've got the right subject and the right background. Let's see what else we can do with this. Now you might be wondering, Brett, does this work if you fly sideways or up and down while you're zooming, of course? Let's test it. First, let's try a sideways move while zooming. It does give it kind of a cool look, but it's not really a dolly zoom. What you're seeing here is really more of a parallax effect. The background slides past the subject, so it's a little bit different. Now let's try flying upwards. Again, it's interesting, but the vertigo look is way more subtle here. So forward and backwards gives you the strongest vertigo look, and if you want that look without trying to coordinate two controls at once, this is where waypoints makes it ridiculously easy to do. This is my favorite way to do a dolly zoom because it's repeatable and the results are much more consistent than doing it manually. I'm using a DJI Air 3S, but the process is similar on most drones that have waypoints. So let's do this in steps. So step 1 is to turn on your grid lines. And I'm going to tap the 3 dots on the right, go into camera, scroll down to grid lines, and then turn on the first 2 grid options. This just helps me keep the subject in the exact same spot in the frame. Now I'm going to open waypoints and we're going to do a forwards flying move, which is your starting point. I'll start a little further out, line up my shot and put the center of this building right on my grid. Now I'm going to set my zoom to 3x and I'm going to save this as waypoint 1. Next step is to set waypoint 2, which is your end point. So I'm going to fly to the position I want. Then I'm going to set my zoom to 1x, which is no zoom at all. Now I'm going to save this as waypoint 2. So at this point, we've locked in 2 things at each waypoint, the drone position and the zoom level. And that's what creates the dolly zoom effect. But we want to set some actions on each waypoint. So on waypoint 1, we're going to tap that, go to the camera actions, and set it to start recording. Then I'm going to scroll to the right and add a 5-second hover at waypoint 1. That gives me a clean buffer at the start, so I've got room to trim it in the edit. Now I'll go back and tap waypoint 2, and under camera actions, I'm going to set it to stop recording. And I'll also scroll right and add a 5-second hover at the end, so I've got room to trim this one out as well. Now we've set each point, we want to set a global setting for the whole flight, or mission as we call it. So set the global settings for the whole route, basically. Now I want you to tap next, or the 3 dots for the global settings. And I'm going to set the global speed for this move. For a medium-sized move like this, I'll set it around 6 meters per second. If your move is longer, you can fly faster. If it's shorter, just slow it down. And for safety, I'm also setting end of flight and on signal lost to hover, because I don't want the drone to suddenly try to return to home in the middle of a shot if it loses signal for a second. Now all you have to do is hit go. The drone will fly to waypoint 1, hover for 5 seconds while recording, then fly the route to waypoint 2 and stop recording at the end. Okay, so that's a clean, repeatable waypoint dolly zoom. Now let's do a fun variation. Can we combine this with an orbit and still get some of that warped background look? This isn't a perfect classic dolly zoom, but it can create a really unique hybrid look. And how we do it really is simple. It's just an extra step. I'm going to start a little way out, line up my building, set zoom to 3x, and save this as waypoint 1. Now I'm going to fly around in a circle to my next position, keeping the building framed in the middle, and set the zoom to 2x, and save that as waypoint 2. Now I'm going to continue the orbit to a third position, frame the building again, set that zoom to 1x, which is no zoom at all, as I said before, and save that as waypoint 3. Then I'll select waypoint 1, and I'm going to set that to start recording, and I'm adding that 5-second hover again. Then I'm going to click on waypoint 3, I'm setting stop recording, and I'm adding a 5-second hover at the end as well, like I did before. Now we're going to go to the 3 dots and select global speed, because for this orbit I want it to go a bit quicker. So I'll set the global speed to around 8 meters per second. And again, if it looks jerky, slow it down. And for safety, I'm also setting end of flight and on signal loss to hover as well, which is the same as before. Now all we have to do now is run it and see the result. So that orbit isn't a true dolly zoom, and I do have a bit of a flat spot in the middle because I probably should have added more waypoints, but with practice it could be a very useful shot. And if you want another cinematic move that's easy to pull off, watch this next video. I'll show you how to create that parallax effect you see in movies all the time.